Based in Klang Valley, Malaysia, InTune Outsourcing offers a complete finance and human resource business process outsourcing (BPO) solutions tailored to fit the needs of our clients. We have served clients from northern to central and southern region of Malaysia, as well as overseas clients from Indonesia, Singapore, Australia, and United Kingdom. With extensive experiences across online and offline businesses, chain businesses, non-government associations that spread across various industries such as food and beverage, education, IT, jewelry, security, fashion, healthcare, consulting, coaching, training, manufacturing, construction, development, property management, and many more under our belt, we are able to serve a wide range of customers from small, medium, to large businesses alike. Whether you are a startup enterprise or you operate on a much larger scale, our team of experienced professionals have the skills, capabilities, and flexibility to deliver and scale according to your specific needs based on an agreed plan and structure. As your strategic finance and HR partner, InTune assesses where your business is against your business directions and requirements to recommend effective solutions to bridge those gaps for you and your business to achieve your business goals and growth.
Hi, I'm Jocelyn. Today we're going to talk about our Employee Self-Service System. In short, it's also known as ESS. Inside the ESS, we have the Employee Handbook, HR memos, pay slips, EA forms. All these employees can help themselves. They can refer to the Employee Handbook, any HR memos that has been issued throughout the year. They access their own pay slips, EA forms for the past years, and also they can self-update their personal details, like if they have a newborn or they have moved house, they need to update their address. Any new skills or education acquired, they can also update inside the ESS. Any new achievements or trainings that they have attended, they can also update in this portal. On top of that, they can also view the calendar of all the public holidays that the company observes. Also, they can view who is on leave. Before the MCO, everything was in the office. It was on our server in the office, and we had a lot of difficulties accessing it during MCO. So after moving our payroll system to the cloud, it is now accessible from multiple locations. Any staff can process payroll while working from home. On top of that, we can also allocate multiple user access. Different levels of staff will have different level of use. We can assign simple user access or admin access so that they can do all their payroll work from home. Our e-payroll system can even do payroll recon and multiple report formats. In these multiple report formats, we can set by department, by location, by category, and all these will be especially helpful if you have many outlets that you want to see the report format by the outlet. How is each outlet performing? The e-leave system is a system to apply leave without filling up any forms. Imagine those days when you fill up forms and then you have to give to your supervisor to approve. Right now, it is all on the cloud. So you just apply leave and then your supervisor will get a notification to approve the leave. It is accessible 24/7 and you can track your leave balances on your own. You don't have to ask HR to let you know how many days leave you have. The e-leave system can generate multiple report formats. It gives you an analysis on the frequent leave types as well, especially when an employee takes a lot of leave, unpaid leave or sick leave, and you want to know how many days has this person taken. So on top of that, employers have the option to set the leave policies, like how many days in advance to apply leave. They can set all sick leave must have an attachment of the MC.
If you're looking for a solution in human resource for your company, InTune is your best choice.
Good evening. It's 8 p.m. here. I hope our viewers have already had their dinner fill up your tummy and ready to hear a bit about our chit chat. Yeah. So let me introduce myself. My name is Lily. I am the founder and also managing partner of InTune Outsourcing. InTune Outsourcing, we have been around for 16 years, providing finance and human resource outsourcing services to small, medium enterprise. And myself, I am a chartered accountant by profession, and having worked in Big Four prior to this, 16 years ago, I came up to set up this business with my business partner. And at this moment, we are servicing over 500 clients and in the SME sectors. Yeah. So we have this a series of coffee talk, yeah, where we invite our guests, we talk to business owners, we talk to subject matter experts about a particular field, and this series is conducted in a very informal chit chat Q&A manner, where you can ask questions and ask our experts. Yeah. Without further ado, let me introduce our guest today. In today's series, we are featuring XpatMobi Sendirian Berhad, a boutique Malaysian immigration consulting firm. XpatMobi began its operations in the year 2013. XpatMobi serves clients locally and abroad, such as China, India, Japan, Singapore, South Korea, United Kingdom, United States, and many more. XpatMobi prides its success and on their commitment that extends to just beyond the ordinary immigration consultant. They offer personalized advisory and professional solutions meticulously tailored to meet the needs of each of their clients. Yeah. So please bring on board Miss Sufi, the CEO of XpatMobi. And welcome, Sufi, an old friend as
Hi,
well.
Lily.
Hello,
Thank you so
hello,
much for
hello.
the intro. Thank you so much.
Welcome,
So,
welcome.
I think you have a really lovely channel. Thank you for having me. Uh, so where should I start about myself? I have been
Yes, I really love
in
your
immigration
song. Yeah.
space for over a decade. Prior to that, prior to venturing on my own, I was with one of the big four, providing immigration, payroll, personal tax, and licensing services. Our firm now serve an array of industry. It ranges from tech companies to startups to retail, manufacturing. We also serve NGOs. We also have we served before a government agency, and we have on board a very exciting setup. We have a film production as a
Wow.
client.
Okay.
Yeah, really
Okay.
interesting.
Yeah. Very interesting. Working with clients from different backgrounds and industries, and coming from all over the world and wanting to come to Malaysia to do business. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Absolutely.
So can you let us know, the audience know, what exactly does XpatMobi do in your services? Or how do you take away their pain, or what kind of value do you add to these people coming in, to wanting to
Right.
come into Malaysia?
Well, I think you have just rightly put it earlier. We're very personalized. Our commitment goes beyond just the ordinary. We always take a holistic approach to our clients' need. Although our core expertise lies in Malaysian immigration, but we're more than that. I reckon ourselves as doctors and storytellers. So we
Okay.
diagnose, we prognose, and then we tell the story of the client. But the only difference is our audience are the authority. So in other
Oh,
words, yeah. So in other words, we assess the business of the client. We get to know them, what they want to achieve by when, and then we recommend solutions and options. We don't believe in just a one-way solution. There's always, if we look hard enough, there are always several solutions. And from there, we work together with the client on building that particular application to that relevant ministry or so on. And the client never work in isolation. They're never alone. We are always with them every step of the way. So I always say that immigration opens a range of regulatory compliance. I think your firm can tell very vividly doing HR outsourcing and payroll outsourcing. It kinds of work hand in hand with immigration as well. We want to make sure that those compliance comes into place later on in the work permit. And especially for foreign investors and companies coming in, setting in businesses in Malaysia, they don't understand these interconnected intricacies. And when it hits them, sometimes it's too late. So because we have varied experience and proficiency in what we do, it allows us to provide a well-rounded assistance to our clients. We reckon ourselves like a pocket-sized beginner's guidebook.
All right. A guidebook for them, for these people who wants to come in and do business here and making sure they're on the right track and doing the right thing and getting their
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Exactly.
I understand. I especially like the part where you say you're a storyteller and your audience are the government authorities. So that tickled me a bit here. Yes. Okay.
Sorry, it was a little bit blurred. What was that again? Sorry.
Yeah. So I think I was very tickled by the fact that you say that XpatMobi is like a storyteller and your audiences are the government authorities. Yeah. So that was quite interesting way of putting it. Yeah.
Right. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I think lately, even in the news and all, investments is such a big topic in the market. So maybe we can go a little bit deeper on foreign investments into Malaysia. I think at this time, in the moment where our economy is growing, we want to hear foreign companies coming in. We hear big companies like Tesla wanting to come into Malaysia and all. So maybe for the smaller companies like the SMEs, how do you actually support them coming into Malaysia, setting up a branch here, or even sending their representatives here in Malaysia?
Yeah. So I think something in this government did right, pulling in Tesla and many of the Belt and Road initiatives as well. I say this because we do have China clients who, they set up companies along the China's Belt and Road projects, starting from Ethiopia, Africa, down to India and Malaysia as well. So yeah, so I think something in this government did right. What do we do and how do we help? We help wide range, right? Big corporation or SMEs alike. We guide them through the process of incorporating legal entities. In Malaysia, I think, or anywhere where else in the world, they have private limited companies. So here in Malaysia, we have more than just setting up a private limited company, a Malaysian branch. We also have representative office. We have regional office. These are I would say, the lighter of type of incorporation that requires no paid up capital, very easy. You can bring in expatriates. It is an office that is meant for just to do R&D to find out if the company has the market in Malaysia or even Southeast Asia. So we guide the clients through the process of selecting the correct legal entity, because then it ties back to getting the correct license, if required, for the business. And then we guide them through an immigration process, getting work permits, qualifying for it. And then we have what we call a post-incorporation, post-immigration. We ensure that, make sure that HR matters such as Employment Act are adhered to, be it your Malaysian staff or your foreign talents, as well as payroll compliance. Yeah, and because all this then comes back when we do renewals of license, renewal of work permits, we need to ensure that the clients have done what is required in order to qualify for those renewals. So yeah, so we recognize the importance. So knowing that, we ensure the client is not in the blind at any one time.
Mm. And what I hear very comforting that you mentioned earlier is you're always with them side by side uh, along this journey of them, coming into Malaysia, eventually, settling down, etc.
Sorry, the line was a little bit blurred.
Okay. What I was saying was that it's very comforting to hear that you mentioned that you will be with them every step of the way and beside them until they come in here and settle down. It's very comforting to hear that, yeah, because going to a foreign country and not knowing all the compliance, what to do business in Malaysia, it can be quite scary. But I think with the hand holding service, this is where clients can get comfort.
Yeah, exactly. And especially if you have clients that has language issue. We have Korean clients, we have Chinese clients who are not that well versed with English. So we try our best to be as helpful as we can be. Yeah. So I think you also mentioned about challenges and some pains. So
Sure.
yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. I think at one I think Suki, you have some slides that you wanted to share with us. Do let me know what is the right time to bring up the slides when you want to do that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sure.
Sure.
So
Okay.
I think you mentioned earlier about challenges, right? How
Yeah.
we take those pain away.
That's
So
right. Can you share
it's
with us some of the common challenges or pain that your clients do face in this entire process?
yeah. So we wanted to be we aspire to be the human the what we call business partners. So we're not just a mere service providers. So if the client's business flourish and set foot in Malaysia and flourish, that's what we are aiming for. So our clients are our partners. That's how we view it. So coming to challenges, I think probably I'll share a case study.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah. So I think it's easier to relate. I may not be able to touch every um, uh, industry, type of industry, but I as much as I can, I try to share. So I think for the first one, the common challenges that I see is the lack of clarity. Uh, um, because I see it that if the service provider is unable to um, help the client achieve clarity in what they want to do in Malaysia, uh, then it's kind of complicate how the next procedures is going to be, especially when it comes to licensing. In Malaysia, we have all sorts of licensing. So the second is the lack of readiness. Right. When we apply immigration application per se, it's not just merely ticking checkbox. There is a much thought to be given in every application to ensure there is no rejection. Right. We also see that well, the last but not the most important, I would say, is how the client and the consultant downplays the benefit of social economy in Malaysia. So they lack the demonstration of how the client's company would contribute to Malaysia. Now, oftentimes this is found missing in their application. So we don't. That's why we sit down and we assess when we get to know our client. So I promise you an example. So let me share an example. I have I have a Taiwanese client recently. It's recommended by a law firm. So the previous service provider that they had got them into a rejection. Yeah. So the immigration account was rejected, and the answer was the generic given answer by immigration. There's no need for the client to have foreign talent. So when we had our first call with the client, our first assessment, we quickly learned that, hey, the clients want to do a lot of business activities in Malaysia. And some of them are rather long term, not immediate. They want to achieve it in 3-5 years. And then that's how the submission was made. And we know that this is a domino effect. If you were to put 3 or 5 nature of business in the company's profile, then immigration will be, oh, you need this license, you need this license, and they will outright return or reject the application. So the nature of business determines the type of license. It's very crucial that we sit down and ask the client, what do you want to do? And do you have future plans? If you do, what are they? And when do you want to achieve it? So with that, then we give the client the solution. So this client, based on the current business activities, it needed 2 licenses to start off, which is an instant buzzkill, if you ask me. So going to the ministry, 2 different ministries for 2 different kind of license it's tough. It's tough. Yeah. So that's part 1. In part 2, it continues. The authority evaluates the application activity. More than that, it looks at market size. Look at what industry they're from. They look at whether what are they bringing into Malaysia. Are they adopting any high tech solution? Are they bringing automation into Malaysia? So these are the things that immigration looks at, right? Which is often point some service provider kind of think that they are not that important. Yeah. We also see so the client got pays a pretty good well, I'll say a high price. Everyone rejected the case. Now they engage us and pay for another. Yeah. So if you found the find the wrong, you find yourself having go through the pain and the cost twice.
Very sakit.
Yeah. So and I think also to add on the pain point that we see, more often than not, we see that a lot of consultants are paper pushers, checkbox tickers. Yeah. So yeah. So so to them the beef is yeah, it's just putting in the paper as minimum as it can to just to pull through. Yeah. So yeah. So we see beyond that. We see beyond that, and we really help our clients to, and we also allow them to see that hey, it's not as easy in Malaysia, but we're definitely not as bad as some. Yeah, we have our talents. Our talents all speak English, multiple language, I'll say, Mandarin, Malay. We have very good infrastructure. We have very good tax regime. Very, I mean, I think Lily yourself, you can speak to this. We have many tax incentives, many tax incentives. Yeah, especially for manufacturing companies out there, R&D companies out there. We have very good incentives. 10 years bracket at times. We have politically, well, considered stable, I would say.
Stabling,
Yeah,
stabling.
stabling. Yeah. So the ease of doing business in Malaysia, I would say, is still very attractive. We're cheap as well. Not to forget that. Very cheap. Yeah.
I think I very agree with you on quite a few of the points, Sufi. Yeah, because before talking to you, I had the impression that if the company comes into Malaysia and wanting to do a lot of things, that's probably attractive or sexy. But after hearing from you, right, if you want to do more things, which means more licenses, which means more headaches, I think staying focused is the key.
Yeah.
That's what I hear you say. Yes,
Um,
focus is the key. Yeah.
yeah. And to add to your point, we are very compliant, just to mention. We are very compliant. Um, we are saying one step at a time.
All right.
So let's get one license and get your foreign representative in, manage the office, at the same time work on getting the second or the third license, or even getting that ITA, that tax exemption, or getting the pioneer status in order to have a 10-year tax bracket relief, right? Yeah. So we are compliant, just to put it out straight, but baby steps, baby steps.
Steps.
Yeah,
Yeah, one step at a time, come in, and then you can do the second thing and third thing, the next steps, yeah? Not everything at
exactly.
one go, which led to that the Taiwanese company, your example, your case study that well, the Chinese say about walk to town also, or every boat also, tak jadi lah. Okay. Now I
Yeah,
know, I get a better idea of how this trade works thanks to you, Sufi. Yeah.
not at all. So we recently also have a Chinese manufacturing company. Like I said, we have a few clients from China, especially mainly due to the China's Belt and Road initiative. So they were part of that program. They came in and they were like, I want to manufacture cement. Uh, I want to do additives. But at the moment of time, we're just trading. We're still getting from uh, the end product from China. So we then okay, it's great, but it's a later stage. But let's get this done.
Okay.
Let's get this done. We got them the right paid. We advise on the right paid up capital, the right way of setting up the entity with the correct nature of business, which meets its current business activities, and then got them the immigration account, and they're happy because now their two Chinese directors are in, and now we are working on them getting a plant in Klang Valley and then going towards getting the full manufacturing license.
Good to hear that. Good to hear that. Yeah.
Always
And then
happy to help. Yeah.
and then recently I also received quite a few inquiries from our foreign prospects wanting to do business in Malaysia, and which actually prompted me to invite Sophie for this talk. I have a client. Client means I've just onboarded them from Thailand, and we also have inquiries from China. So this is a very timely to talk about this topic.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Okay, yeah. What are the other things that you would like to talk about, Sophie?
Well, let's see.
case studies that you want to bring up?
Well, it's also good to mention that Malaysia, we have a very a flourishing, I would say, IT industry. We also have, we have Australian companies who set up their IT hub here. We also have US companies setting their IT hub here. And most recently, Chinese clients as well. Yeah. So I'd like to highlight as well that Malaysia has a very interesting IT space. Our ministry, in short, we call it MDEC, is very active. So they are one of the most aggressive and responsive, I would say, ministry that I've worked with. So in terms of recognizing any clients in this space, they greatly encourage foreign talents. Yeah, I don't see much problem from the ministry. Yeah, in fact, they're very fast, very fast.
Yeah, it's really nice to hear that government agencies respond very quickly, and then I'm sure there are trade secrets to it lah. Yeah, which people experts like you is able to maneuver your way legally and in compliance when working with these ministries.
Yeah, I think they recognizes quality service providers. Like they deal with us on a daily basis, and they know certain service provider do bring in very quality clients. Yeah. So yeah. So we don't have we. I mean, I'm also proud to know that our ministry, this particular ministry, for example, really efficient and they're really helpful. Yeah. So I think if people who think doing business in Malaysia is hard, not really, not really. Yeah. So yeah. So this is from the inside, which is yeah.
From the inside and also from the people who have successfully helped overseas business to come in.
Sorry, you were saying?
Yeah. What I'm saying is that it's really not hard hearing from people who have successfully brought foreign businesses here into Malaysia and settled them down here.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. I mean, if you ask me, we do this in and out every day. Yeah. So I think getting to know a client, it's a relationship. So yeah. So having established that relationship, that understanding, so it helps in our work. It helps in our work. Yeah.
Okay, maybe let's see. Yeah, and me. Okay, a bit more on your company services. A lot of people will usually ask, okay, what are your services? How long does it take to finally settle in Malaysia? And then what is the cost of coming to do business in Malaysia? Are you able to give some ballpark figure and a rough timeline?
Oh, if you could help me with the slide, if you can put up the slide 4, we have some visuals that I could run through to have a better look at if companies are ready.
Slide number 4. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what, yeah. So, well, a basic visual just to also illustrate our services. So our services starts in the very beginning of the process. That the idea of should I have set up a business in Malaysia? So set up a branch in Malaysia. So we will come in with the advice and help with company incorporation. As mentioned earlier, it's all about setting up the correct entity. Should it be a private limited company? Should it be a Malaysian branch office? Should it be a representative office, regional office? What is the nature of business? If we have such a shareholding structure, does it involve any licensing, any restrictions? So that's the second point. And then we go into foreign talent. We assess whether the talent is suitable, is eligible to hold a work permit. We look at the roles and the position. In Malaysia, there are roles that are just meant for Malaysian. You cannot have those held by foreigners. So and then after all this are done, we go into immigration. So we get the employers, the account, we get the work permit for the foreign talents individual, and then, but that does not demark the end of our service. We go on beyond. We provide ongoing compliance, which is then we have experts like yourself, to work on the intricacies to ensure that the client do file their audit on time, they do pay their statutories, they act on the payroll as according to what they have submitted to immigration, and so on.
I think that's where InTune comes in at the tail end of this entire arrangement, where we help these foreign clients perform some of the tasks like finance function, HR function, and compliance functions. Coming into Malaysia, rather than setting up their own team, having to hire people, that is where outsource provider like InTune comes in. We already know what to do, what are the laws and all that, and we just do our tasks, make sure they comply, and also add value to their business from a finance and HR point of view. And that's what we do, and that's how we work with Sufi to bring them in, and we take care of them on the daily, monthly HR and finance.
And I would say, Lily, that your part of the work is the heaviest because it's ensuring all the time, right? So, and every time we go into renewal, that's when we look at your work then. And so your work is the bricklayering that we in the client's business. So yeah, tail end, but very important.
Yeah, also making sure that we do very things which are very day to day of the clients. Example, paying their rental, paying their salaries and all, which is very crucial and very tedious, and there's a lot of work, but that forms the foundation of all the reportings that is required. I believe there are a lot of reporting to be done for renewal, etc. So all the information can be extracted as part of this process for those purposes.
Yeah. So yeah, so that's briefly what we do. Do we have time? I want to flash something on compliance, if it interests you.
We do. Yes, we do. Yes, please. The next slide, is that right?
Yeah. So this is the what we do with a client and the beginning of the beginning of the engagement. Right, we always have a get to know you session with the client. We're really interested in what the client does in Malaysia or what intends to do in Malaysia. What is the initial investment, and in the future what they want, how big they want to grow, so that our service then commensurates, right? And then we assess whether they are now ready. So then we look at the solutions based on what they have right now, because I don't believe that you don't qualify right now. You don't qualify immigration, you can't apply. we always say that not right now.
Mm.
So we will give some homework back to the client and do this.
Mm.
And then we reassess you. And then, yeah, you are ready. You're good to go. Yeah. So we don't believe in, no, we can't help you to apply. No. But let's have a chat like right now. And then we provide a solution.
Mhm. So you're actually guiding them, how to be ready and to apply successfully, rather than telling them that based on whatever it is now, you can't get it. Yeah, you're teaching them how to make themselves sexy and approvable. That's what I hear you say.
Right. We learn a lot from the clients. Well, the businesses that we see really interesting.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So since we have time, I would like to flash the compliance, like not to scare anyone, but well, we are a country that has law. So we do have Employment Act law, Employment Act. We do have Immigration Act. So I want to quickly flash out that if there's any company who is hiring a foreigner without a valid pass, it is punishable by law. So we do not encourage that. Of a quick one, and the next one as well. Yeah, a really quick one, right? So yeah, so this is just to note that we have immigration, we have compliance at heart, and we want to make sure that our clients is at tip-top performance, right? They're not in violation of anything. So that would be my sharing tonight.
All right. Okay. Let's see if there's any question from the floor. Any question from the audience? This moment. Yeah. If there is none, that's also fine. Most importantly, our audiences get some ideas, get some value from what is being discussed today about coming to do businesses in Malaysia, outside Malaysia. And here in Tune, we are working with XpatMobi on company incorporation, immigration, and also licensing services. So in any case, if any one of you is interested, or you have any other foreign friends, who is interested to have a chat with Sufi to find out how her company can help you, coming to Malaysia, do business, and settle down in Malaysia, please call Sufi. The number is in the description, is in the banner that is showing. And you can also post a question to us, and we will be able to come back to here it comes. Yeah. So you can visit Sufi's website or contact her at this number.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so with that, we would like to wrap up the session, and till we see you again the next session.
I hope so.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you. Good night.
Thank you. Good night.
Yeah.
Do you have any problems on HR and finance matters? So you can't hire anyone that can help you to solve these matters? Well, InTune is the answer.
In delivering our finance and HR services, we have actually crafted and customized different packages for our clients in both the finance and the HR. So we have small, medium, and large packages for both our services. Perhaps I will start to explain what's in the small, medium, and large finance services first. A small finance services is very similar to hiring diploma or a certificate holder, where the person actually enters all the accounting documents like sales invoices, expenses, etc. into the accounting system, do the bank recon, close the monthly accounts at the end of the month to produce the financial reports for the clients. So that is small package. As we move to medium package, we do all that we do in a small package with an addition where we also help clients to do their daily finance matters like paying their suppliers, paying their rental, utilities, etc., repairing the payment voucher, and so on. The medium package in terms of the fee base is very similar to hiring perhaps a fresh accounting graduate. And we will also have finance meeting twice a year with the client, and the purpose is to go through the numbers with them, let them understand their financials, analytics, and giving them opportunity to actually tweak their business accordingly. As we move to the large package of the accounting outsourcing, it is very similar to an outsourced financial controller. We will do all that we do in a small and medium package, but what is very unique, extra, and value add in the large package is that you have access to a financial controller, a chartered accountant. So in our profession, the chartered accountant is at the highest level because of the experience, skills, and qualification. Every month for 2 hours, you will be meeting your accountant to go through the numbers, your financial analysis, where she would also highlight risk areas for you, and then how to manage your businesses better, and also discuss about tax planning, etc., etc. It is like an outsourced FC, but at a very much reasonable fee or price. So between the small, medium, and large, so the bigger the package, the bigger the fee, that's one. The more scope of work that we would be doing, more importantly, the involvement of the higher level management, i.e. the director level or the accountant level, will be more. In terms of service level agreement, our small turnaround time, SLA, is 10 days, medium is 2 days, and the large package is 1 day. What this means is that, for example, a large package, a request is being put through, so we will respond within 1 working day. This is how we actually crafted different packages, different pricing, different scope of work for our clients.